I shared these information, and how Satya will think about including personal thing, like how I will chat, how I to most of the time, like I used to have formal and official mails or the personal talk in and configuring WhatsApp in my desktop, and talking with the personally these kind of information. It's shared by from A to these kind of talk is going on. So this is kind of advanced level we are now. Okay, so that is the reason, like we need to care about the cyber security and cyber attacks, how it is happening. We never know that how it is going to be. Okay, with the help of AI tools, though technologies are updating, though we need to update ourselves, and whether we how we need to use the technology. Yeah. So whatever we talk, like modern cyber attacks are no longer isolated incidents. There are multi-stage intelligence and persistent campaign. And attackers now use, as I said, like AI-driven malware and automations. Attack spreads has drastically increased. Breaches can occur in minutes or seconds, as I said. Shift from opportunistic attacks, targeted strategic institutions is something like as like nowadays we target. There is one recently we heard that there is a cyber attack. Targeting economic point. For example, small medium enterprise. Recently we heard kind of attacks, and targeting small medium companies, enterprises, how they are developing, and how they are in a digital world. I mean, they have a website. The company, one of the company, I'm just giving an example. One of the company has a website, and they have online store, and but they have inbuilt, like they have a small set of IT team, whereas almost 40 to 50 users, and they're exporters, especially they've been to the textile company, and they're exporters, and they do sell the online sales kind of things. Through that, when they are into the website, when they started promoting the websites, so by the time attackers it got into fortunately it got into the cyber hackers, and it got attacked. And unfortunately, they have minimum setup in their premises. One fine day, all the files are compromised, and within 5 minutes, everything is collapsed. And another 1 month, they were not able to open their system itself. So these kind of target not only economy point, the companies. And now we got two instances from healthcare. There are two hospitals were compromised with their services. They were there is data leakage, especially the scanning report and other sensitive records. So these kind of targets are too sensitive. Expansion of attack surface, it's a kind of cloud and IoT, AI systems and hybrid networks. These and all the areas where there are a lot of attacks are happening. And cybersecurity today is not about the prevention alone. It is about the detection and response and resilience. Advanced cyber attack techniques, advanced resistant threats. It's a kind of long-term stealthy attacks targeting high-value assets. Attackers remain hidden for months or years. Especially targeting people, targeting industries. They'll be keep monitoring, and they will be. It's nowadays AI tools are there, so it will monitor everything and let the people will target, and they will give the target IDs. And the tools will be watching and every day and monthly and yearly wise also, so they can take a records also. In fact, if the record not available, like we can hope we know that how we can take the websites reports. I mean, in the 2020, how the websites will be could be. So we can easily take the websites informations from archive.org. So easily, like the tools are there, so easily they can capture all the details, and they can start targeting. It's a kind of zero-day exploits and custom malware and convert command and control CTOs. We call it as C. And expanding attack surface, cloud migrations, and especially like the most of the companies have started migrating into premises to on-premises to cloud. So those kind of companies are targeted, and the remote workforce, unmanaged device. It's kind of company. There are a lot of companies still they are maintaining the remote work from home kind of concept, whereas their work through remote, whereas any days kind of things. It's all they need to maintain VPN. So unfortunately, there are small level companies. They are not bothered about the VPN and security level. That's the reason. Like there are a lot of it's a kind of vulnerability. Whereas the attackers can easily target them. And IoT vulnerabilities. So there are, yes, we know that there are a lot of IoT tools are in the market, whereas legal and illegal things, even like copy and second copy, third copies are in the market. So we carefully we need to understand how it is functioning and what all the access are from the devices, that we need to think about it. And third party integrations, whereas especially when you want to develop or integrate kind of any tools with existing tools or ERP kind of things, we need to understand whether that is third party integration is really required, and how it is working through API, or whereas we need to install the any kind of integration tools. So that we need to clearly understand. Most of the attacks are through the third party integration, because of the plugins kind of things. It will be an issue. And advanced attacks, multi-stage attacks life cycle, that we can see that stealthy and persistent operations, use of legitimate tools, especially these are things we need to look at, need to care about this, because use of legitimate tools is very important, especially when it comes to organization or institutions. They must use legitimate tools and the licensed version, instead of, for example, the Windows 11 or something. Still, I can see that there are, as I said before, there were two hospitals were compromised. They were still there using Windows outdated Windows versions, and still they are using over outdated. I mean, Windows 7, still they are using it. So this kind of tools we need to take care of it. And apart from there is antivirus, there are antivirus, but I'm not sure about the I'm not declaring any kind of antivirus suggested or legitimate antivirus here. So it depends upon usage. You can use it. And encrypted and focused communication. That is something nowadays, all the cloud hosting providers, especially and apart from there as a tool, especially there is a good encrypted method for this one. Microsoft 365. It's a very good example, and it's completely encrypted. And wherever in fact, We found an error and we reported, and it has been rectified. And there is it's a kind of one of the good tools. That's all. And there are a lot of tools are there. Like whereas we need to focus on whether it is encrypted or how it is working. That has to be taken care. Advanced persistent threats. It's a kind of a long-term. It's already see this. It's a kind of a life cycle. So it's an initial access phishing exploit kind of thing that we need to understand whether it is phishing and exploit things, and foothold establishment and lateral movement, then data exploration, then persistence. So especially like for example, SolarWinds supply chain attack, global scale. There's attacks you can Google it. There is well-known attacks. Okay. And fileless malware in memory, especially like it's execute in the RAM without leaving files. Nowadays, legitimate tools like PowerShell and WMI and registry scripts. Why it's danger means like there is no signature evidence antivirus, and uses trusted process looks legitimate, but it will not be it will show as a legitimate, but it will not it will not find out exactly whether it is a legitimate. And files are attached 10x more likely to succeed. Let's say, for example, recent attacks BF3D. So that is a kind of attacks, whereas recently, I mean, the 1 month, 2 months before, it is popular now. Like especially targeting files, and they'll make it as it's a kind of ransomware attack. Make it into the files. The target will be the files. Okay, all the files will be compromised, and they will be shown as image kind of things. Whereas we need to get the key from the person, the attacker. This kind of file-based malware is popular now. In upcoming AI tools are there. Like it's creating kind of malwares now. And part two. I mean, living off the land attacks. Abuse, of legitimate system tool, malware installation required, and increasingly used by the state-sponsored attackers. For example, use PowerShell for lateral movement, using cloud apps, Google Calendar, SAS kind of for C2, and hard to detect because it blends with normal activities. So these kind of actors, it will be associated with the legitimate tools, whereas kind of email, calendar, and the personal. I mean, it's as I said, like in the Google Calendar, it's associated with regular activities. It is come with regular tools. It will monitor everything, and it will wherever it required the sensitive information shared through the calendar or activities, it will be compromised. And how fileless attacks works is the method. The spam mail will come to those and use the by link. They will be sharing the links, and as usual, clicking. Opening a file, and as a PDF or something like a Word document or something, it will automatically script will be into the it will open, and obviously PowerShell down loads executes, and the script will be the command and control into the server. End of the day, it get compromised, and same like living off the land. Total attack. Same like files executed, and AI-powered and phishing attacks, malware that learns and evolves dynamically. Use AI for identification and decision making, and automated exploration. Emerging threats like prompt injection attacks and targeting AI system, especially like AI-generated phishing campaigns, as we see in this now, as I explained, nowadays, like all the including even if you go to our regular email. There it's creating its co-pilot kind of things, or even like mobile also, if you type a write is asking, like it will ask you whether I need to rewrite the sentence, or I need to write in a different way or something. So these kind of tools are plugins. These kind of plugins, like nowadays popular now. So there are a lot of tools are in the market, and the moment we started engaging or installing this, so like obviously it's not a legitimate one, and whereas the people user friendly, and it will ask you any kind of access kind of things. Right away it will ask you install. It will ask just like that, install. If you install that, obviously like it will get compromised. And phishing attacks, as we seen this, it's a kind of pause. Ready-made attacks kits are available to the attackers, and 90% of large phishing campaigns use such kits. Advanced techniques kind of things means like multi-factor authentication, that will get bypassed, QR phishing, and URL verification. These are popular and advanced tricky techniques which the AI tools are started using it. One thing I just want to highlight with respect to multi-factor authentication. So recently, like even like AWS, like we have in cloud base, we have multi-factor authentication, but the key generation is common one, whereas the root email ID should be should not be compromised, because it's we need to carefully handle if that root email ID get compromised. I mean, especially the mail ID get compromised means like we cannot stop these attack, because though you have activated the multi-factor authentication in the AWS, obviously the root email, root login ID compromised means like we cannot get it back. That's and supply chain and zero-day attacks. Supply chain compromise trusted softwares or vendors, especially like easily like we are believing that the trusted vendors and softwares are in the market. Unfortunately, like there are copy, second copy, third copy, second copy kind of things, whereas similar to this tools, and with the images and everything will be there, but it can be compromised, and those time like simultaneously it will transfer the data from machine to attackers. And in fact, thousands of organizations at once, high impact due to trust exploitation. It's a kind of whereas a lot of even like you can see there's a lot of people used to have home license, the Windows Home kind of Pro kind of things, and whereas few tools are especially like browsers, in the browsers or other tools, whereas easily editing options, or PDF editor, or other editing tools, whereas comes with plugins as well as spy things. So those kind of when you use those kind of tools, be careful with that, and we need to be more care about these tools. It's a highly impactful one. These kind of tools, when I said in the before. There is two hospitals. I said right. So that hospitals where they were using this kind of the free tools where they were installed in their systems, and it got compromised. Because of those tools, it got compromised. The system and the entire server got compromised. And zero-day exploit unknown vulnerability, no patches available because extremely dangerous, because there won't be any kind of patches used in heavily in APT campaigns and the national state attacks, as we discussed a lot before. Detection challenges. So why modern attacks are hard to hard to detect? Because no files. That means fileless attacks, and use of legitimate tools. That is allowed to, and multi-stage attack chains, and low and slow execution, and encrypted communication, AI-driven mission. So nowadays, as we know that attacks are often appear as normal activities when we would be in isolation. Advanced detection strategy. It's behavioral analytics, and SEM SIM for log correlation, and AML for anomaly detection, and threat hunting for proactive defense. We'll see this. Okay. This is a kind of a typical diagram for a based SIM operations. Behavioral analytics focus on behavior, not signature wise, and it will more focus on the behavior, how it is behaving, and the data, how it is giving, and how it is getting, and how it is in and out, or inflow and outflow, and all the activities will be monitored, and it will be it will create as a behavior pattern, and it will be detect whether it is form of legitimate or not, how it will work. So these kind of behavioral analytics will help to detect the exact where it is getting deviated kind of things. It's a kind of detection strategies where we used to have while having forensics and auditing time. So how it is behaviorally behave, how we need to use it, especially data exchange and data leakage kind of thing. It's a direct abnormal login pattern, whether it is in time, out time basis. The user might be login and off time, maybe them after the office hours, working hours. Usually, how it is when usually it's user is login kind of things. Through log files, we can able to find out. We can drive the we can draw the pattern. And privilege escalation. Sometimes, the users might not have access to the files, or access to the drive, or access to the particular files, and by the time we can easily when the user tried to attempt the access that file or something. So by the time obviously we can create the alert, and we can the alert, based on the alert, or how many times he has clicked, and how many times he has raised the request, that kind of things. So that we can easily draw the patterns. And insider threats, might be we can create insider threats, we can create the policies, security policies, whereas we can identify the user's activities, we can monitor the kind of things, because based on the access level, manager, intermediate, or something executive people, whereas file access kind of things, where we can easily identify, and we can create insider threats as well. And shift from IOC to IOE, and that is nothing but indicators of attack. Threat correlation and attackers chain analysis. So it's a kind of correlate events across network, endpoints, cloud systems. So that's maybe like we can correlate these three aspects, that is network and endpoints and cloud systems. We can build a full attack timeline and identify the hidden patterns because as I said, based on the analysis, behavioral analysis, and how it is getting compromised and how it is performing through the pattern, we can identify and we can what all things are hidden in aspect or something. The key for detecting APTs, these are things. Endpoint. Endpoint, zero trust and intelligence, and this kind of EDR. Hello, do you have any doubt? Somebody is something like endpoint response here and endpoint visibilities and zero trust continuous verification and threat intelligence integration identify identity as a security parameter. So EDR endpoint response. Then like this is the drawing where you can see this on the right side. This is the EDR sensor, how it is architect, and the whole thing like zero trust, how it is set up, that architects. And this detection, another detection thing like AML learning detection. It detects based on the nowadays we have a tools whereas we can easily maximum minimum in fraction of seconds like we can able to get the complete analysis through the AI tool. There are forensics, whereas still it's available with the open source. And we can able to build tools, and through that we are able to make AI tools for detections as well. It's very easy, and this kind of another challenges here, like to forming the strategy. It's very hard to believe, and we need to. It's very hard, and legally it is not unable to I could say unable to authenticate as a legal document, legal analysis kind of things, because there are a lot of tools. There are a lot of tools are available in the market, whereas it's working AI based and cannot authenticate, and especially like when we want to analysis like obviously like it required more time, because there are a lot of regulations are happening. I mean, especially DPDP, GDPR, complaints, ISO, and other, there are a lot of complaints that has to be, verified, and it has to be, verified in all the aspects, especially like, financial companies, BFSI companies. Those companies are listed in the SEBI, listed in the SEBI. Those companies must have CSE or audit. They have to adopt these guidelines, and that has to be analyzed. But these the tools which is available in the market, it is not analyzing those kind of areas, whereas we need to upload, we need to um, uh, we need to give inputs, I mean prompt to the tools, and then only we can able to get the proper report. That also like we cannot say that it is legally approved. That is the reason that, but still there are authentication authenticative tools are coming up, and still government agencies are started creating it. Hopefully, we'll come up with proper and legal detecting tools. Generally, we can analyze the logs and network traffics and user behavior, as we discussed previously, the behavior, how it is the user is behaves, login in time, log out time, and how it is, how many times he has opened the files, and how wherever he has accessed the models, kind of things. And the emerging thing like LLM based detection models and graphic based attack mapping. These are the emerging tools that we use for AI machine learning detections. And this is, as we know that these are the major three attacks are happening through AI tools: voice spoofing and deepfakes, that automated social engineer bots. Yes, one of the automated social engineer bots is one of the major nowadays. I mean, I'm talking about the current trend, which is highly targeted, and people are they were targeted the personal social media as well, especially the person's interest, and they are targeting the person's citizens and all the people, including people's mindset and their including their browsing activities, kind of things. I mean, this is the detection framework where we NCSRC recommended these things: 5-layer detection strategies, prevention controls, for example, we want firewalls and EDR thing, and proper patching methods, and the detection layer. Detection layer we need to be SAM, SIM, and EPA, behavioral analysis, and AI analytics. AI analytics, whatever the tool you are using it, obviously the tools will be having a tool, oriented, and where you can use API. Through API, we can access AI thing. Then hunting layers, the hunting teams should be get ready, and we should have red teaming activities proper time, and periodically we need to activate the red team activity and blue team activities at least year once. Okay, so these are the threat hunting team should be ready in this stage, and response layer, so are automations, and recovery and resilience, and backup instant response after uh, instead of COVID. All the companies are started using BCR, business continuity, BCM and DR. That means business continuity management and disaster cover. These things especially DR, disaster recovery. So that is more important when we need to create a backup, and as well as instant response. Periodically, it should be recorded, and it will be evaluated every 6 months. We need to make a mock drill as well on this. And these are the 5-layer detection strategy that we recommended. Yeah. Any questions I'd like to answer? I'd like to take it. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rashid. I'd like to take questions from.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir, for that enlightening session. This discussion has set a strong foundation for all of us as learners and practitioners in the digital safety and investigation space. We are now opening the floor for questions. Participants can please drop your questions in the chat bot, or if they wish to speak, they can raise their hands and we will call you one by one.
maybe it's too technical because all of them are students or how how's
So we have participants from varied field of.
great, great. Also, if it is students and experts from industry side, so I would say I would give one more points where I like to share with you in cybersecurity. Especially, cybersecurity, as in we know that, cybersecurity is not only the technical thing, whereas hacking, blah, 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 blah. But it's not, don't, think that, it is only the hacking things. We know that there is a complaints, cybersecurity GRC, and other aspect forensics. In future, we are expecting cyber court will be coming, and obviously we need already cyber insurance in the place now. So we need a cyber auditor, whereas he should be eligible for doing an audit, and he has to the auditor has to value the incident based on the recovery and everything. But they have to complete the leading certification kind of things, and yeah, leading things, and they have to be get certified from the respective agencies and the certification bodies. And there is as I said, a cyber court, and we need cyber lawyers and who know the cyber law and everything. And there are a lot of opportunities in the cyber security itself. Now the DPDP has placed, obviously, within 2030, all the companies, not only the companies and industries, all irrespective of industries, they must, accomplish, and then they have to must, author the follow the DPDP. As you know that DPDP without they are not implementing means obviously they will be fined and they will be sued, right? So more than 250 crores. So no one, none of the companies are not ready to bear this kind of things. So obviously they will be doing it. So the people who are interested in the GRC area, you can focus on the cyber auditing thing. There are we are also coming up with NCSRC is coming up with the cyber security maturity model, whereas it will analyze all the certificates, especially DPDPR, GDPR, and ISO, and all the certification will be evaluated by this security model. Whereas we will be certifying companies, whereas it is completely secured kind of things, including CSRF. If you people, somebody interested and financial thing, they can learn CSERF as recommended by the SEBI, and you can learn things and you can start evaluating, and you can start implementing the companies. You can target, you can work as a professional consultant as well. There's a lot of opportunities, lot of potential opportunities, because in the world, not only in India. India itself, we have 200% you will be getting a guaranteed professional task and jobs. Okay, so apart from India, you will be you can target Europe countries, then move to UAE, UAE, and then US. There are potential opportunities in the Europe based, especially Asian. Then this one, I just want to give more guidance on this career aspects as well, because when it comes to students, please don't think that it is only for the computer science students, or cybersecurity is not only for computer science students. It is for everyone. Have to learn. So don't think that I am studying in the physics. I am doing physics and forensics and these things. Don't think that. Obviously, even if you are studying in if you are BA English literature or history or something, whatever it is, whatever the stream you are, but you are required to be in cybersecurity. Why? Because there are a lot of potential opportunities in this, especially for example, we English literature, they need to write a technical document. They need, people, whereas, expecting technical documents to, instance, all the instance and, recovery things and everything should be documented as per the certificate, as per the guidelines. So for that, as per IT Act or, DPDP, we need to submit the records. Obviously, we need to write the reports for the record. So the people, English literature or whoever is the people most wanted here. And apart from physics and whatever forensic, they will be assist for forensic activities. Obviously, we need to, if you need to audit something, we need a forensic tools, right? Cyber forensics. So obviously, those tools are evaluated based on the instance thing. Obviously, these science background people must get attention in this fields. So don't think that students, you all will be required in the cybersecurity world. So even teaching also, we need a people to create awareness to teach GRC kind of things and everything. So don't think that cybersecurity is only about hacking things. There is a question from how to gain expertise in cyber law and AI legal career. So you should be first, actually, you should be first strong with, cyber law. You should, get a graduate from, appropriate law institute. You choose the institute based on your hometown or something and get, degree in that. Then from that, EA is, to be frank, EA is just like, birth baby, just about 5 months old baby kind of things, it is not, no one has, defined what is A. This is the A and A will do like this only. We cannot determine, right? So A every day, now we are facing into, organized superintelligence. Now we are in AI, that's advanced stage organized superintelligence. There is a superintelligence. Then after that, organized superintelligence. So there are a lot of stages have to update in the current technique. So AI is, every day it's getting updated. So nothing to worry. First, you clear with the base. You should be strong with the basic and foundation in the cyber law area. Then you can learn automatically. Difference between XDR and EDR. Some situation is it's a very this question. So general perception is that the laws of access were made to be violated more according to the benefits and needs for the politicians. In the streets, so it's a very big discussion we can have on Anuj. I cannot comment on that since there are a lot of advocates also joined here, so they can comment on that. But as a legal, I'm also from department. I cannot comment on that. Yeah. Thanks, Anuj. Third year LLB from Delhi University. Online courses for cyber law. Online courses for cyber law. No, there is I think Delhi, a lot of law universities have PG courses. Actually, you can try it out. And also those who want to be learn forensics, you can refer with the Gujarat Forensic University, and it has multiple branch, I believe. Yeah, you can check it out. But not specific online course. Uh, I won't suggest any kind of online courses because it is useless. When you want to really you want to work in cyber security, please go in person and learn from the experts and get trained from experts, because online there are a lot of things. You cannot even judge that you are getting a training from person or some other tools. Okay? I won't. I'm not recommending. Any other questions? Thank you, Akshay. Thank you all. Thanks for Lakshmi.
Thank you, sir, for addressing every question with such clarity. This session has reshaped how we understand tracing offenders, digital investigation, and role of law and technology in safeguarding society.
Ma'am, sorry, is there? Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Anuj?
Ma'am, I have a question that please explain the use of UEBA that in the slide. Sir explained. Please can sir explain again? Again, explain it like UABA. It's in the behavioral analytics of UEBA.
Yeah, it's a user and entity behavior analytics. It's a kind of AI powered AI based tool. It detects threats by monitoring, on modeling, on analyzing, and the behavior uses, especially the servers and devices and applications. Yeah, what it will do, like it will analyze how it is behaves. The users, especially the servers, how it is reacting, and the device wherever it is activating, and the applications how it is getting used. Especially like in application where we can see that in a lot of activities, especially like ERP models, right? So the sales model kind of things, right? So there how it is getting frequently using, and how most of the ERP tools are instead of premises, like they move into cloud basis. How many times it's clicking, how many times it's reaching. So these coordinates will be captured as a log files, and it will be analyzed, and it will keep monitoring, and it will create the model pattern, sample pattern kind of things.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we also have a question in the chat board. What is the primary goal of threat hunting?
Primary goal. So it's a simple thing, logic thing. What tools has compromised? It is based on the where it can be easily compromised kind of things. So what we used to do is like we used to have, as I said, we need to have red teaming and blue teaming activities. So I told you like these kind of red teaming activities and blue teaming activities will give clear picture of the application where we can where we are I mean where it is the vulnerabilities are available. When red team is performing, obviously like we'll be having a list of vulnerabilities where we can external thing, right? So blue team can easily can detect and can control on this. These kind of activities must have this thing. Is a primary thing which we this is a primary goal. Deepa. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
With this, our Cyber Sunday session, our day comes to an end. Hope you all enjoyed our session. On behalf of Naksh Foundation and Project CyberShield, we extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Satyasilan Shanmugam for delivering such an insightful and engaging session. His clarity and real-world